Good evening, everyone out there in YouTube land. My name is Kip, and you are watching Buy It or Boot It, Episode 5 on America Bumper to Bumper. And if you guys still don't know what we do here on Buy It or Boot It, we go onto Facebook Marketplace. We look at a few different locations. We look at cars there in a certain price range, and you guys pick out the vehicles, and then we decide whether the cars are worth the money that the sellers are asking for or whether they're not. So this week we are going to Shelton. Let's try that again. This week we're going to Shelton, Connecticut. We're going to go to Billings, Montana, and Bergenfield, New Jersey. So let's go check it out. Hey, Jason, thanks for being here. Do very much appreciate it. So I'm going to do a quick shout out to the few people who have subscribed to the channel since last week. I've got 3 more subscribers in the past week, so thank you all for jumping on board there. We're going to see if we can get couple more people in here, or we'll just maybe not worry about it. And Jason, whoop, and there you are. Oops, that's a good one. All right, so as I said, we are in Shelton, Connecticut, and Jason, what I need from you is a price range. How expensive are we looking at this evening? The important ones, anyway. Yeah, you're here, and that is the most important thing right now. Actually, anybody that's here is always important, but you know, you're number one. So you want to do 2,000? Let's do $2,000 to $3,000. How's that sound? And let's see what kind of vehicles we have in the $2,000 to $3,000 range in Shelton, Connecticut. An 81 Eagle, Suburban, Mercedes. Oh, car for Grant. Grant gets here quick. We'll take a look at that Ford LTD wagon. Actually, for that price, I'd love to go look at that. Anyways, any cars so far? Lots of Mercedes. Wow. What are you seeing that you want to look at, Jason? I am truly mind-boggled with the number of older Mercedes that I'm seeing here. Old Volkswagen Rabbit, Silverado. Hey, Trucker Dave, thanks for coming in here. Hey, however long you're here is awesome. Any Audi? Okay, let's see if there's an older Audi. And as we look through, I only go up through 95 because I think a lot of the newer cars are a little square body. Okay, we'll hit the square body in a second, Trucker Dave, if we can. No, I don't see any Audis at this point, Jason, so we'll take a look at the square body, and then we'll go back through and see if there's... Oh, there is an Audi. We do have an Audi. And then we're headed to the... Hey, Sean, thanks for coming in here. I like the Quattro that's in the garage. That's awesome. All right, let's look at this 1990 Audi V8. It's in Stony Point, New York. It's a 1990 V8, 3.6 liter auto. Not perfect, but very decent shape for the year for its age. Mechanically in good condition. Cluster stopped working at 147, currently around 150. It's my daily. Sagging headliner, scratches, dents in the passenger side door. Front bumper is shot. Comes with spare bumper in black. All windows, sunroof work. New axles. Replaced 2 window regulators, wiper unit, fuel pump, fuel sending unit, a few other things. Tires are still okay. All right, let's take a look through pictures. Oh, and I forgot to mention the price on this, $2,200. Oh, look at the old Audi cell phone. Oh, that is hilarious. What if you could still get those things to work? Upgraded head unit on it. I wonder what that plug is for. Yep, there's your Audi V8. And trying to figure out name what. Oh, Panasonic head unit. And Quattro, so we're all-wheel drive. Decent looking interior. Oh, Pioneer multi-disc player in the trunk. 147 on the dial. Yeah, that guy really likes his European cars. We got a Sprinter van and a couple of Audis. Yep, and look at all the money he's put into it. Youch. Okay, there's all of our pictures. So old phones are analog. Everything is digital. Yeah, I didn't think about that. But it would be cool to if you could retrofit and have a car like that. Actually, this is definitely Radwood to the core. Not a bad looking car, but definitely needs some love. So what do you guys think? Is it worth $2,200 for this 1990 Audi V8 Quattro? When you guys discuss that, we'll take a look at the square body for Trucker Dave. You programmed many of the phones back in the day, in the heyday of cell phone sales. All right, we are looking at an 85 Chevy Silverado, $2,000. Not a whole lot of description here, but we'll go with it. 85 Silverado truck, driven 1,000 miles. Very solid, all original factory dual exhaust, no cats, factory whatever. $500 on the Audi. Yes, it's definitely not a on top of my, especially from what I understand, those older V8s weren't terribly reliable, but so far I'm liking the square. What do you say, 305 under the hood? Ooh. Can't tell with those fuzzy pictures, but yeah, now the engine definitely looks pretty good. We definitely need some cab corner and rocker work, which we all know how to do thanks to Jason. Pretty good looking front end on it though. Bumper's a little smucked up, but not bad. Well, doors look good. And for all you guys who have been in here last week, I'm still working on a video of, like a tutorial video on how to take decent pictures of your vehicle if you're going to sell it. So I know you guys won't need that video much, but boy, Typical rot. Yep. Interior looks decent. Definitely's got a crack in the dash. That's pretty typical for these square bodies. Should be nice if those pictures you could see whether that's was floor rot or whether it's just bad pictures. So $2,000 for this 85 square body, and Dave's already saying buy it. I'm right there with him. I would say buy it. That's a pretty good looking truck. I'm an expert on rockers. Absolutely. Yep. Now I just need to get a welder and try it myself sometime. All right. Okay, guys, what are we going to look at now? Head back up to the top of the page so you can all look at it again. But as I said earlier, really surprised at all the... Oh, my God, my wife's here. Wow. Thank you, honey, for being here. So what are we going to look at? No excuse for bad pictures in today's age of cell phones. Yeah, that's kind of what I think too, and that's why I'm making the video. Is I'm going to show pictures on my phone and pictures on the digital camera that I have, just to show. Yes, that is an AMC Eagle. Should we take a look at that, Trucker Dave? Okay, Port Jarvis, New York is where this one is. An 81 Eagle, $2,000. It says it's got 44,000 miles on it. See if they show the instrument cluster, but I would probably guess it's got 144, but we'll see. 81 AMC Eagle 4x4 starts right up and drives, has new parts and recently tuned up. Has some rust on the driver's door. $2,000 or best offer. Let's look through the 4 pictures. I need to find yourself some more classic AMC Eagle wheels. Need a little help on that front bumper on both sides. I had a friend in high school. His parents had one of these things, and we took it in a lot of different places. All right. Sean's saying buy it any day, all day. And Trucker Dave, buy it. Buy it. You can lift them. Absolutely. And those cars are great. Come on. Not even matching wheels. Yep. 4x4 better work. Yeah. That's definitely another thing you have to worry about. Yeah, it's not a bad looking car for $2,000. Just as long as everything works. And one of the first purchases you'd have to make would be some decent wheels for it. Jeep Cherokee sounds pretty good to me. So at $2,000 on this 81 Eagle, are we buying it or are we booting it? We already know what Sean thinks. And Dave. Good winter beater, says Jason. Absolutely. All right, guys, what are we going to look at this time? White Ford. The white Ford that is actually a Lincoln. 63 Lincoln Continental. LTD wagon. Okay, we'll go with the LTD wagon after this one. Yep, definitely a not just any Ford. That's a 63 Lincoln Continental. Suicide doors. New rebuilt engine. No underbody or engine rust. Clean title. That's all we got on it. It's $2,500. Got a couple more pictures. That'd be a cool rat rod. Looks like it might need some help in the floor areas, but can't tell from this distance. Yet another thing I'm going to show in my videos is if you want to sell a car, get right in there. And that's what we have. So you're gonna buy a '63 Continental for $2,500. Still afford. All right, still afford. All right. So let's find the LTD wagon. We'll do that, and then we'll go with the '83 Mercedes. We'll find the '83 Mercedes in a minute, and then we'll do that. I'd need a lot more information before I'd pay $2,500 for it. Definitely looks like it's a possibility, but yeah, we'll see. All right, let's take a look at the '86 Ford LTD wagon. No rot. 3.8 V6 auto. Cars turnkey. Heat works. Rides beautiful. Needs tires eventually. Open to trades. Let's look at the 5 pictures. This would be one heck of a sleeper car, that's for sure. Definitely looks pretty clean. What have I told you guys? And it's not just GM. Ford is just as guilty of it as GM. White exterior, blue or red interior. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. All right, we'll look at our Mercedes for you, hon, in just a minute. Drop a 5.0 in it and let it rip. Absolutely. It needs a big block. Either way, you got a lot of options with these LTDs because it's a Fox body car. I like it. $2,500 for that clean a car. I'd buy it. It looks like it's got a CB there. Could be wrong, but it looks like a CB there. What do you guys think? You buying it for $2,500, or are you going to boot the LTD wagon down the street? All right. And honey, you said you wanted to look at a Mercedes. Okay, so we have the '83 Mercedes 300 SD. That's the '83 I think you're talking about. Seller descriptions. Got a 5-cylinder diesel, 235,000 miles. So this thing is just barely broken in. Let's take a look at the pictures. On the LTD, I like that car for that price. If I could get them down, I would, but nice. All right. Big old 300 SD. Couple little spots of rust here and there. Overall, classic old Mercedes. And again, diesel, just barely broken in at 235,000 miles. That's one thing. If I were going to buy a Mercedes, it would be one of these older ones, because this is when they still had some quality built into them and they would last. I don't believe the newer cars are nearly as reliable as these older ones. But all right, are we going to buy this '83 Mercedes-Benz 300 SD for $2,200? Yeah, probably wouldn't, but that's just me. She thinks my tractor's sexy. Yes, tanks, they're tractors. They will go and go and go. All right, let's see. We're gonna do 2 or 3 more cars here, and then we'll head off to Billings, Montana. So what are we gonna look at next? No love for me. Okay. Buy the Mercedes. Oh, boot it, boot it. Well, to each their own. Everybody likes certain cars, others may not, but that's all right. That's what makes us all okay. Let's LeSabre. '68 LeSabre. we are looking at a 68 Buick LeSabre, $3,000. Description's kind of small on it, but we'll go through it. 68 LeSabre, 2-door, 1 owner, well-maintained, all original, $3,000. All right, 2 pictures. So we're going to have to get a lot from those 2 pictures. And that's it. Now, okay, Suburban, we'll go with the Suburban after this. Not enough info or pictures for me to be able to make a good decision on this one. But what do you guys think? Are you interested in buying the LeSabre? Or I agree with you all so far. Need more input. Number 5, Johnny 5 alive. All right. Now let's see if this 1990 Suburban has more info. Doesn't look like it so far, but let's go through it. So we got a 90 Suburban, still considered a square body, even though the pickups were done in 87. 90 Suburban, 170,000 miles, $2,500. Looking to part ways with my 90 Suburban. Small block Chevy, rebuilt trans, new starter, oil change and filter, and air filter change. 4x4 works mint. Needs a battery to run. Looking to trade for an 80s or 90s project car or truck. Ooh. Wonder if you'll trade for a Lincoln Continental. Was my interest, but not enough about the car to be sure. Yeah, no, that LeSabre definitely looked, well, yeah, not enough to really be able to say there. Interior definitely looks like it needs some love. Not a whole lot of pictures to go on. Again, folks, if you want to sell your cars, you got to take better pictures. But just from what I see here, it doesn't look like the rockers are too bad. Definitely going to have to do something with the rear wheel well. That's starting to get kind of crunchy. But I love these old Suburbans. I would buy it for $2,500 almost every day of the week. That is actually my goal for soon, is to, pick up an old Suburban, or I had an S10 Blazer when I was in high school. So either one of those, and do some work on those. All right, let's see, we're at about, let's do one more car here in Connecticut, and then let's head off to Billings, Montana. So what are we going to do? Yippee. You're happy that we're going to buy the Suburban, darling? That's something you don't see every day. Chevy Citation, the SHO. All right, let's look at the SHO. This is by far my most favorite SHO. I will say one thing already. I do not like that they put on a different hood. That kind of looks, I want to say hideous, but I don't like that. But let's go through it. 95 Ford Taurus SHO, $2,500, has 174,000 miles, manual transmission. All right. Description. Guaranteed, oh, that's strong words, to be one of the cleanest SHOs around. Had the car for 4 years, and the only major issue I had was the clutch needed to be replaced. This car has never let me down, and it's been my daily driver since I bought it. It's not perfect by any means, but the price reflects the rarity and condition as it sits. Message me with any question. Okay, so you're guaranteed it's one of the cleanest SHOs around, but it's not perfect. Okay, sorry, buddy. You gotta kind of go with one or the other. Pretty good looking car though. Do have to say that. These SHOs did not come with a cue ball style shifter, so that's something I would want to change out. But not a bad looking interior. I'm not a big fan of the gauge pods over on the A-pillar, but again, just me. That Yamaha sourced V6. Such a nice looking engine. All right, guys. $2,500 for the 95 SHO. Are we going to buy it or are we going to boot it? While you guys are figuring that out, I'm going to punch in Billings, Montana. Sticking with the same price range, $2 to $3 grand, and let's see what they've got there for sale. And we've got guaranteed to beat. It's beat to yeah. I think you're probably right, Trucker Dave. Yeah, you may as well call it mint. Yeah, absolutely. The car is definitely mint. Yawn. What do I think? I would have to look at it in person to decide whether it's something, because 95% of those. Yeah, we'll take a look at the Grand Wagoneer in just a second. My love of my life. But the from what I have known, those SHOs generally they've been beat, especially if you're at that low price. But all right, and Jason, you're saying buy all the squares. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, for these prices, the big problem would be all the money you'd have to spend to get them all back here. But okay, so we're gonna look at the Wagoneer and then we'll look at the LeBaron. All right. So we're looking at an 81 Grand Wagoneer, $2,900. Grand Wagoneer with 91,000 miles, V8 automatic, manual windows, power rear deck window, brand new CD player, battery, distributor, and wires. Runs and is very fast, but rough idle. Daily driver. Average retail is 13 grand. Low retail is 6. Jeep has very little rust. One spot will require more sanding. Floor pans are solid. Frame is solid. Information is the best of my knowledge. Vehicle is sold as is, where is. No warranty expressed or implied. Blah, blah. It must be a dealership. Just the way that they're saying there. But let's take a look through the lots of pictures. This guy does it right. Pretty good looking front end. Pretty good looking back end. Definitely looks like a early 80s Jeep. The stereo looks a little out of place, but at least it's there. Pretty good door cards. Yeah, you already showed us that once. We don't need to see it again. Looks like the instrument cluster is being held in by sheetrock screws. Okay. And we do have a V8 sitting under that beautiful hood. Got to do something with the insulation because that could be a bit of a fire hazard. Very strong, good looking body. I mean, even that rust there is not through. It's just still looks surface. Not bad chrome. Upgrade the tires, but wow, super solid truck. I mean, even the chrome is good on that thing. All right, 81 Jeep Grand Wagoneer, $2,900. So we're looking like everybody's saying everybody's buying it, and I agree. That's a really great price on a piece of Jeep history. And the guy in a way is right. Fixing those things up. I mean, if this thing were better optioned, you can get stupid money for these things. This looks like a pretty basic car, but it is definitely well worth the $2,900. All right, sticking with the Mopar, we're going to look at the 79 Buick LeBaron, or sorry, Buick, brain no work. 79 Chrysler LeBaron. I was thinking Buick LeSabre. $2,500, 44,000 miles. This one's going to be a bit of a beast too, because it's 8-cylinder, 318 cruise, intermittent wipings, AC, leather seats, low miles, new battery, new tires. Needs some work. Storage was stored in garage 4 gears. So far, just looking at this picture, nice looking car. That chrome is quite shiny. This is definitely not one of the most beloved of the LeBaron body styles, but you know, she's a classic. You're not going to find a lot of these cars out there, that's for sure. No AM FM stereo. Love the green, at least it looks green interior here. Or turquoise is what they say in the great car. White would normally show rust. Definitely. Intermittent wipers. Yep. God, look at that interior. That's a clean car. I would definitely say that that's the mileage is right. All right. 79 Chrysler LeBaron, $2,500. Looking like everybody is saying they'd buy it, or at least Trucker Dave was definitely saying he'd buy it. Definitely interesting interior color. It's the first white car that does not have a blue or red interior. That's a plus. Kathy is saying buy it. Sean is kind of not digging it as much. Okay, that works. That works. All right, guys. Not your style. Yep. Yeah, you're definitely more of a muscle car guy. I get it. I get it. All right. What are we going to look at next? Cadillac Alante. Jeez, people. I'd park it in your garage. Yep, that looked quite nice next to the Doba. We won't tell Sherry Dawn. A lot of really nice old trucks out here. Toyota pickup. All right, let's go check out the Toyota. All right, 89 Toyota pickup, regular cab, short bed, 2-wheel drive, 207,000 miles, barely broken in. Visit Dayton Deals for more information. Okay, let's just look through the pictures then. But it does have new tires and the 22R motor, which is always a good thing with these things. 207,000 miles, which on a 22R is just barely broken in. Again, just from what I'm seeing here, body looks pretty darn immaculate. Clear coat is peeling off, which is pretty normal for these late 80s Toyotas. I would ditch the cap in a millisecond. And not terribly surprising, torn seat, but I don't think that would be terribly hard to fix, whether it's replacing the interior or at least putting a cover over it. Oh, and it is a manual transmission. All the better. That is something you do have to worry about, the frames on these things, but looking how clean this thing is, I would be very surprised if there was an issue with the frame. That's something, especially in the late 80s, still just has a 4-speed in it. Yep, and there's your 22R motor. All right, and what didn't go through the price on that? It's $2,815 for this 1989 Toyota short bed regular cab. We buying it or we booting it? Millennial theft device, absolutely, Trucker Dave. I would say that you know, the frame has probably already been handled on that, but that still looks pretty darn clean in order to have frame problems. But you know, so 2815, we're having a couple of buys in there. Good looking truck. All right, what is good body but folded in half? Yep, I can't deny that. Worked at a Toyota dealership for a while, and just seeing the stacks of frames and some of the trucks that look really good. But yeah, but that's definitely something you'd have to ask more about. So what are we going to look at now, folks? Some gems out here, and then oh hey, Chrysler 300. That's the same thing as a Cordoba, correct, Jason? Or is it an upscale model of the Cordoba? Okay. All right. What are we going to look at now, folks? Oh, the 300 was an option package. All right. That's cool. Oh, Way of the Samurai. Only made just 3,000 of them. Wow. That would be a car to get your hand on then. Lots of bikes, lots of trailers out here in Billings. Lots of bikes. Oh, there's a Toyota again. Oh, that is everything. Well, let's scroll through again and see if there's another car, and then I guess we're going to have to head over to New Jersey. My car has all the 300 trim, but was just a double. Okay, that's cool. Cool. You guys want to take a look at the 300? We can do that. All right. Well, looks like it's at an auction or was recently at auction. All right. 79 Chrysler 300, 2,800 bucks. 79 Chrysler 300 based on the Cordoba. The 300 was Chrysler Corporation's final attempt at the gentleman's muscle car. 3811 were built, and this one is a lot rarer yet, as it has a factory electric sliding moonroof. Wow. Features the E58 360 4-barrel engine with true dual exhaust. Same engine that was in the Little Red Express truck. 727 auto trans, power steering, disc brakes, sway bars, AC, cruise, tilt, power windows and locks. This car runs and drives, but could use a cosmetic and light mechanical restoration. Seems to be all original paint, no rust that I could detect. California car. More than likely, it will be a bonded title. Purchased at a major auction company that I will not name, and as usual, they lied about the title status. Oh, this car is actually in Wyoming. So let's look through the. Yeah, Jason. Bye. All right. That's a good looking. I like the rally wheels. Ooh, interior needs a little bit of loving. 46,000 miles. I think that would probably be original. Looks pretty good. Wow. That's the same thing here in Vermont. No title needed on cars over there. Yep, rich Corinthian leather. Yep, and it does have the moonroof. Wow, that is definitely an odd feature on these 70s cars. But hey, not bad. $2,800. We know what Jason's gonna do, and we know what Kathy says. Buying it or booting it. And while we're doing that, I'm going to put in our last place of looking, since there aren't a ton of cars, surprisingly, in more Mercedes. Okay, no, I guess we're gonna find a different city, because apparently this is pretty close to Shelton, Connecticut, because a lot of the same cars. So bear with me for a second. All right, let's see. I don't know if you guys, okay, you can see that. All right, so are we going to go to, you guys can pick our last one, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Plainview, New York, which I'm assuming probably is going to be fairly close to Jersey and Connecticut, what we already have looked through. Or are we going to go to Piedmont, South Carolina? South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, Bangor, Maine. Maine. Sorry. All right, Jason, you want to go to Maine? We'll go to Maine. We have Gracie in the background here going, Maine. So we'll go up to Bangor, Maine. All right. Well, I got some interesting rides up here. So let's. All right. We're gonna go to Bangor, Maine for a bit, and then we can also go to Piedmont. Not a problem. We can do both. We'll do a couple here in Bangor, and then we'll go to Piedmont. Why not? Okay, what are we gonna look at here? Wow, that's a heck of a Skylark. Trans Am. 74 Pontiac Firebird Formula Coupe 2-door. $2,000, 150,000 miles, V8 automatic, and we got 3 pictures to go through. Yeah, she needs some love, but is definitely looks from the front end. Maybe there's not an engine sitting in there, but hey, we've got Lee's Auto Parts in here as well. Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it. That's what I was just gonna say. Doesn't look like it's got a motor in it, but they don't mention it. They say it's got an engine. I think it said V8. V8, but it definitely looks a little high in the front. But Trucker Dave boot. Oh, I bet you know, but you were you asking about the 83 Trans Am? But anyways, let's hit another couple cars here, and then we're gonna go to Piedmont, South Carolina. Boot. Crap. This is Mr. Muffman. Yep, I knew it was you, but I see it's Lee's Auto Parts, so I just go with what's there. So Mr. Mach 1, thank you for being here as well. Never mind. It's the 83. Okay, you don't want to look at the third gens. Wrong channel. Ram Charger. All right, Ram Charger. All right, we got an 89 Dodge Ram Charger, $2,200. Well, good description. Thank you. Truck runs, drives, shifts great. 318 auto, new parts, fuel pump, rubber lines to tank, valve covers, gaskets, Flowtech long tube headers, gaskets, 2 cherry bombs off the headers, true duals to rear exhaust, fucking loud. There's a Holly throttle body setup on it. Haven't messed with it since header installation and emissions removal. Could be adjusted for peak horsepower, but still runs great. Truck has a 3-speed auto trans, shifts tight. Also did all new front wheel bearings, hubs, calipers, rotors, pads, rear brakes and drums rear brakes are drums and barely work. Okay. Needs upper control arms, upper and lower ball joints, power steering leaks like hell. Also needs a new oil pan. Can drive it home if you want to fill it with oil and keep an eye on it, but I'd say trailer it. All right. Look through the 2 pictures. Not terribly digging the newer Dodge Ram pickup rims on it. Look kind of weird, out of place on it. But what do you guys think? $2,200 for the '89 Dodge Ram Charger. At least he's honest. Free to a good home. Okay. Looks like 20s. Yes, absolutely. The rims look like crap on it. All right. So we'll look at the Skylark and then the Cutlass. That is a pretty good looking car, at least from this angle. 76 Skylark, 2-door coupe. Yes, it's available if the listing is posted. Please do not ask, blah, blah. Okay. Not a ton of information. Don't feel like going over to Craigslist to see more, so let's just look through the pictures. She is clean. Looks like I'd say about 305, 307, some small V8. She's pretty. No, needs a little help on this side. Looks good on the driver's side. Needs some help on the passenger. Red and white interior. That's something you don't see very often. Need the link to that to share on my 4th gen page. Okay. I'll give you the that's Craigslist link. All right. Wow. Looked better when they took those pictures. That other side looks pretty crispy. So, when writing ads, I just don't buy. Yeah, you gotta, be mindful when you're writing your ad. I wouldn't buy it just because this side looks pretty good. That the passenger side looks pretty crusty and not what I would do. All right, let's take a look at this Cutlass. Now we're going to head to Piedmont, South Carolina. She looks like she needs a little bit of love, but she got T-tops. All right, 85 Olds Cutlass Supreme, $21.95. Says it's got 65,000 miles on it. It's only got the V6. Bummer. Vehicle has the V6 on the floor, bucket seats, center console, T-tops, storage bag. A lot of work is done to it. And a lot of work done to it only. Call me. Okay. Only call him. No, nothing else. Yep. I would. I'd want to take the second one just for parts, but let's take a look. I like it for the T-tops, but I don't know if I'd pay that price for it. I think I like the blue T-top car better. That's an older. I don't know if that's a. I don't think that's Regal. I think that's a Cutlass. No, not for me. Not gonna do it. All right, let's head off to Piedmont. Spelled it wrong. Piedmont. South Carolina. Oh, you never cared for T-top cars? Oh, love them. I had an '86 Camaro with the T-tops and absolutely love that car. Didn't pull the tops out much, but it was really nice to. Hey, Sean, thank you for coming in as long as you did. I really appreciate you being here and adding to the night. And Jason, thank you as well. Sleep tight, my friend, and we will see you tomorrow night on your live stream with Grant. All right. What are we going to look at here in Piedmont, South Carolina? Nova. All right. 74 Nova. 74 Chevrolet Other. Square Chevy truck. All right, we'll hit the Nova and then we'll hit the Square Chevy truck. Runs, drives, rusts, no dents, may trade for pull behind camper. All right, that's all you get. That one picture. Can't say I paid $2,700 for it just because I don't know. I don't have enough info on it. No pictures, no anything. All right. Square Chevy truck. Okay. '84 Sierra. Is that what you're talking about, or was it further up, Mr. Mach 1? Above the 66. Okay. Oh, yep. Sorry. All right. 74 C10 4x4 regular cab. 102,000 miles. You're looking at 74 half-ton short wheelbase 4x4 project pickup truck. Needs some engine work. Auto trans 350 V8. Does not run. Real good project truck. Has as she sits right now, you can get her for $3,000, which I feel is very fair for the vehicle, like this one with the potential the vehicle has. Layaway, blah blah blah. All right, let's look through the pictures. Fairly straight looking truck, pretty good body on it. Yeah, I agree, Mr. Mach 1. I am digging it. Yeah, definitely need. All right, so LS swap right here. Trying to go through something that hasn't had a carb on it for a while. Think that's going to be hard on the inners of the engine. Oh, you'd buy it. Yeah, buy it and offer 25. Yeah, absolutely. Agreed. All right, so you need a radiator too. That's another thing, unless it's somewhere inside, which I nope. Interior needs a little help, which is pretty normal for these vehicles. 102,000 miles on it. Seems to be all the rage right now on YouTube. Very much so. Trucker Dave, thank you for being here. Really appreciate you hanging in as long as you did. Thank you very much. Have a great night. Yes, square bodies definitely on YouTube are the rage right now. I think in general they've been a rage for quite a while, but on YouTube you can't get away without seeing a square body something, which for me I don't really mind because this is my era of truck. Love them, and of course I'd want I still want my crew cab dually, but not dually, but I'd rather have a crew cab single axle rather than the dualies. But hey, what else do you guys want to look at? Dime a dozen in Texas. Yeah, it's too bad that they're so many of them in the junkyard down there. Especially since there's so many people that want them and would take one even for parts at this point, because they're original trucks with original parts are harder and harder to come by. All right. What do we want to look at now, boys and girls? Good to have you back. Either way, Mr. Mach 1. So much so that I don't even like making videos on them anymore. That can be a problem. When they get 64 Ford. All right, let's 65 Galaxy, 65. All right. All right, we got a 65 Ford Galaxy for $2,000. Manual transmission. Car is now running good. Put new water pump and fuel pump. Got a used carb and new master cylinders, so she is running good. Asking $2,000, but the price is very negotiable. $282. It's a four-door, which for me, I'd love. I know a lot of you guys like the. Oh, geez. Nothing like a finger to. It's pretty solid. Definitely is either going to be a rat rod type car or needs a paint job. Yep. Really, when it comes to trucks, I think Chevy. Hey, Pete, thanks for popping in. I think Chevy had it better for a long time, truck wise. 60s through the mid 80s. I liked the styles of the Chevy trucks better than the Fords. The '80s, later '80s when the Arrow headlight Ford pickups. That's, I think, when they kind of caught up with GM styling wise, and may have. But I'm still pretty much a GM guy, and would rather have a Chevy truck anyways. Other than the brand new ones, you won't catch me with one of the new ones ever. I think they look hideous, and that's just me. Anyways, so what do you think? From 72 on, I prefer Ford over GM. Aha. All right. We got a boot from Pete on the Galaxy. What do we want to look at now, folks? Ooh. For me, I really don't care much. I love old cars, regardless. And $2,000 on the Galaxy is too much for Benny. I've got a truck for you, Benny. It's a 67 Silverado, step side. Definitely got some interesting cars down in South Carolina. And Pete, you love Galaxies, and you don't like that one. All right, well, I know a lot of people don't like the 4 doors, but for me, I don't care whether it's got 2 doors, 4 doors, 6 doors, 100 doors.
90,000.
Yeah, that's just too much. 90,000 is too much. Sorry.
Your limit is 89,999.
Yep. Next to that, Mercedes. The C30 pickup? Is that a Buick next to the Mercedes? Okay. I'm assuming it's further up, but let me just. Like I say, I'm assuming, Benny, further up, not this far down. So we got a Mercedes there with a C. Oh, Buick Wildcat next to the Mercedes. Yep. 65 Buick Wildcat. 2-door project car. 1 picture. Thanks, folks. Really makes me want to look at your car. She definitely looks like a project car. Assuming this is the one, or is it further up from this? Caprice wagon? Yeah, it does suck that when people don't have, 1 picture, just, that was it. Okay. Yeah, the Buick Wildcat would, with a lot more pictures, would be one that would be a lot, very, very interesting, but can't quite do it on just on 1 picture and no description. All right. What else you guys want to look at, or if you guys are done looking, I'm not a project guy. I've said it before. I always think that I'd like to have a project car, but you know, I'm one to have a car that's fairly well sorted. You know, if it needs little stuff here and there, I can do that sort of stuff. But a full-on project is way beyond my skill set. But then again, I probably should get into a project so I can learn. How much was the Wildcat? The Wildcat was $2,500. I mean, granted, there aren't a ton of Wildcats out there, and depending on the body condition, it probably could be a good price, but not enough inside. Now, Benny, you said that at some point you're headed out to North Carolina, South Carolina, sometime this spring. Is that right? Love projects, but no time. I hear you. Not only do I not have any time, I don't have any space for them. And what do I have sitting in my yard? A project. Yep. It's not a bad price, if it's in good condition, that's for sure. Oh, Capriceman donks. Come on. Donks were so yesteryear. But I do love my box Chevys. Had an 84 Caprice Classic. All right, Charlotte Auto Fair in April. Okay. I'd love to say I would be able to make it down for it. Probably not, though. What in the methamphetamine smoking suburban convertible? Ruined a perfectly good suburban. 68 white Chrysler. All right, let's go back and find the 68 white Chrysler. '68 Chrysler Newport. Wow. Now there's a boat. 68 Chrysler Newport has a 383 automatic, needs works, have new tank and trunk pan, decent floors and body, glass good. All right. Normally I don't like rims like that on a classic car like that list, but that looks pretty good. I like the fender skirts on it too. That's pretty killer. I actually like how low it's sitting. I wonder if that's on air ride or whether that's just worn out springs and shocks. Because if it's worn out springs and shocks, I'd put it on air ride and drive it like that. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's got some extra stuff inside. Very nice looking front end. Clean interior once you get the crap out of it. It's a pretty good looking bench seat. Always scares me when there's not an air cleaner on the car. Things get into it, but hopefully they just set it aside to take the pick. Oh yeah, okay, that's what it is. It's got the rear floor pan and the gas tank that they're talking about. Oh, yep, there's a bit of an issue. We got $2,250 for this 68 Chrysler Newport. I agree, Mr. Mach 1. I would drive that thing as is, and I'd pay the $2,250 for it. It's a good-looking, solid car. I mean, even with the trunk pan, needing to be replaced, that looks like that could be a fairly easy job. Gas tank, not a bad deal. And a 383. Yeah, I'd just clean the exterior, make sure that the doesn't have any let's just clean and do another layer of clear coat over it just to protect it if it's got little rust spots here and there, and just I'd drive the hell out of that. Nice car. Yes, that Mopar has definitely got a really good look to it. And as I said, if it's not on air ride, that is something I definitely do. If it said it runs, buy. If not, boot. All right. I think that it doesn't say whether it did or not, but it did say it needed a gas tank, so probably not at the moment. Talk him down a bit, but I'd buy it. Nice. Very cool. All right. We're about 10 after 9. Let's do, I don't know, 2 or 3 more cars and call it a night, unless you guys really want to go on further. To see what we can find in the older car arena. We got the 62 Impala. '64 Olds 98. 67 Satellite. All right, we can go back up the 62 Impala. She looks rough, but actually it looks better than I thought in the original picture. But let's look through it. You got a 62 Impala for $2,000. 4-door, however, so bet you guys are going to poo-poo it right there. But let's take a quick look. This is another one of those South Carolina places that can do a 90-day layaway. But 62 4-door hardtop sports sedan, it is a project. Probably need a new bumper, or not a new bumper, new grill, because that looks a little janky. New tail lights, and that piece there looks pretty. A lot of crap inside. It's like a headliner. Old toys. Huh. Wonder if there's any old die cast in there. Hubcap. Yeah, she's a project. Way more of a project than I would ever want to try and tackle. Does look like it's got a V8. No radiator. No trunk. That's Impala definitely needs a lot of love. Yeah, for me, I think that the 4-doors are going to have to start becoming more popular for restorations, just because of the fact that most of the 2-doors are, eaten up. They've already been bought. They've already been repaired. So I would love to start, seeing a 4-door. I got one of those 10 foot away from me at the shop. Mine is a 4-door sedan. Nice. I love it. I'm a 4-door guy. wife and kids love to take them with me everywhere, so I'd much rather have a 4-door so it's easier for everybody to get in and out of. All right, let's. I think I also saw. Let's take a look at this 64 Olds 98. This is a 2-door. That's. We'll see how she looks over here. Let's see. 64 Olds 98 2-door hardtop, big block 394. Motor runs with fuel in the carb. That's as far as I've taken it. Needs resto, but the parts are there. There's a spot of rust, but there are spots of rust, but the car is very solid considering age and hardtop. Glass is there, intact and clear. Floors, trunk, doors are good. If it's listed, it's available. All right. Wow. That is a pretty clean looking trunk pan for 64. And that doesn't look bad, at least on the driver's side or passenger side for a floor pan either. Yeah, this is right up my my alley. I would, if it runs, if they say it runs, motor runs with fuel in the carb. All right, so there's some tinkering that needs to be done. Maybe it needs a new fuel tank, but I'd rock it for $29.50. Nice. All right, that's another probably one of those classic cars of South Carolina deals. All right, we're gonna do one more rig, and then we're gonna call it a night. Maybe we'll two. Anyway, what do you guys? One or two more? Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen an old 98 like that. So yeah, I like it. I would definitely rock that one, and the price is pretty good. Cougar Vert. All right. 73 Cougar convertible. $3,000. Needs restoration. Have all parts that are off of it. All right. We got 5 pictures to see whether it's something we want to. Looks like that fender is not fully attached, which is not a big deal. Okay, now the people have gone to the far extreme. Very close up when you really want to see much more of the picture. I don't know. 351 Cleveland, automatic, needs restoration. Another victim of not having very good pictures. It's not enough really there to help me decide whether I want to buy it or not. I want to see the floor pans being convertible, trunk pan. But anyways. All right. All right. This is for the hardtop Cougars. I agree. And Mr. Mach 1, I like what you thought about that car too. It looks pretty turdy. Let's do one final vehicle and call it a night. All right, I'll pick the last one. Let's go. Go back up here. Let's take a look at the 77 Buick Electra for our final car of the night. She's in need of a little love. $2,000 for a 77 Buick Electra 225 Limited. 144,000 miles. Green with green interior. New motor, bad trans. And from the looks of it, some pretty bad rust issues underneath the vinyl top. But let's go through it. Chrome on the bumper, front bumper definitely. Hey Grace, did he ever get fed? Definitely the chrome has seen some better days. That right there, the rust coming down on the rear quarter or the rear over the rear wheel wells, that really I bet you they rode great. You know, these things definitely look like they would float on down the highway, but she definitely looks rough. Look at the I don't know if that's carpet or that should be metal, but that's doesn't look good right there on the door sill. Yeah, this car's definitely had its better days ahead of it. Future Derby car to be for sure, absolutely. Hey Pete, thanks for coming in and staying for as long as you did. Really appreciate it. Have yourself a great night, and we're out of here in just a minute. No, this is a big old boot. Not excuse me, not gonna do it, not worth it, not gonna happen. All right. Thank you everyone who made our 5th episode of Buy It or Boot It a success. Really appreciate you guys being in here for as long as you did, and all the great conversation in the chat. We will be back on Friday to have our normal live stream for Car Chat with Kip. We're also going to be, as long as the weather holds out, this weekend I'll be filming, and next week we'll have out video for photographing, how to photograph your car using both your camera phone and a digital camera. And we'll also be doing a video on our new car. Just been waiting on weather to be decent in order to be able to do that. So thanks again for coming in as we close all of our shows out. Dreams without ambition is like a car without gas. You're not going to get very far. God bless. Take care. Love you all. Have a great night.